I lived in Geneva Towers before Geneva Towers were the infamous Geneva Towers. It was a predominantly African American and Samoan culture at that time, and you had a lot of broken homes and single families and fathers being carted off to jail. And so, in the midst of that, the crack and drug epidemic hit, and then with that came the gang. It kind of died. People didn't feel their self-worth and didn't really see that there, no matter how far you had come, that there was still a future. You just have to stand up and kind of own it and say, there's going to be a future for me. I'm going to defy all the odds.
The demolition of Geneva Towers created a major upheaval in Visitacion Valley. To help rebuild a sense of community, various agencies started offering programs with the residents, and the Community Resiliency Project was established to provide a mental health model for leaders and residents in the valley.
So it was a nice sense of hope with some of the agencies that were coming in and connecting to the residents and providing some training in the construction industry and the healthcare field. Uh, so we thought we could really build on what had already started here.
We're building a community. However which way we have to do it, we're bringing in social services and boys and girls clubs and people like Visitation Valley Community Resiliency. They're determined to make this community a model community.
This is where my heart is. This is where I've always known. This is where I grew up at. You know, like me, I'm sure many others have dreams of the community someday getting safer, better. I feel that the community is bleeding within itself. My opinion is guys out there today are living day to day with no hope. They're going to have to change their way of thinking. So it's going to take an internal change. Have more concern for each other. Have more feeling and thought for the people that surround you. Things working out for you.
The way we come in really is just try to get to know residents and meet with them and orient them to the philosophy and the principles underlying health realization in any venue that we can. So we'll meet with parent advisory groups or neighborhood associations or church groups or any way we can get residents together. And I think what really gets it going is that we keep it very simple. We just teach the principles. We teach how mind, thought, and consciousness work together to create our reality moment to moment. And that the fabric of that reality is just thought.
So our job as helpers, not fixer-uppers, because we don't fix people, we share. And this is all we need to know, is these principles, and all this that I'm writing down is a natural outcome.
All you have to do is explain how thought creates reality, how their thinking creates their reality. If people just get a little bit of a glimmer of that, or a little bit of a glimpse of that, their thinking will start to change automatically from inside. And what seems to happen is once we start the resident leadership classes, a few people catch on right away and change dramatically, as evidenced by some of the staff that we've hired who are residents of the valley.
I see it as being a gift for my family and the families that are around me to know that we can make change via the thinking we do, knowing that from day to day, moment to moment, that we are creating our lives. And to have that insight and to know that is just a beautiful feeling.
My name is Lucina. How you doing?
The difference in the valley since health realization has been implemented here is I think we have more collaboration with people. I think we are able to listen to each other better. I think we are able to communicate better. I see the pilots of hope lighten up.
Yeah, it is a small step. We feel like I have my own home, you see, and in the projects.
That hope is kind of what's missing sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Keeps people in that negative, destructive cycle because they think that's the best they can do and that's all there is. I think that's what we can offer through the Community Resiliency Project, is that hope that things can get better, that there is a solution. It just doesn't have to go on and on and on. And there's a way out of this. And it is by changing your thinking and helping your kids see there's a more positive way that they can think too.
We know the parents want it. They want change, and those are the parents from our generation. And then we think about our children. The parents that are out doing the killing will be my kids' boyfriend or girlfriend parents. And to know that, okay, this guy took a life when he was 17, now he's 35, and my son's dating his daughter, well, how would I feel secure, So the thinking, the way they think and how they think has to be changed now so they can build from where they are now to where they need to be.
I think it starts with us parents, and wherever that starts, anywhere in the community, around the community, wherever we can get people involved. A lot of times I find that I go back and get stuff from my past and try to apply it right now. How I smoked crack and how I lost my kids and did all that good feeling I had would disappear in seconds. And I would be almost feeling like I was pushing a buggy again. Although now, in the present, I know that wasn't true, but my thoughts allowed me to travel in a place that was so damaging and corrupt for me. It was my own thoughts that I let defeat me. The barriers that I put up were always my thoughts. But the moment I realized that it was like unlimited, because I have everything I need inside of me. And when I need it, I know how to access it. It's only a thought away. But breaking it down and being real basic, I have to talk about my thoughts creating my reality. And my reality today is that I'm moving forward, and I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going to be okay when I get there. And that's just what I wanted to share before I had to run.
Every project we've done, it's really been an inside-out job where the residents have decided how they want their community to change, what's needed, and they've taken the lead. Once they connect to their inner wisdom, they start to guide the whole process of community development.
And once we can get everybody together and have everybody on the same accord, wanting the same thing for the community as a whole, then I think we can start moving toward progress rather than regression. And just small things, it's really small things that I believe us as residents can do, and also you guys as security.
Without the community getting involved and taking a foot forward and stepping into it, it's not going to get any further.
And that's where we're at.
And you got to reach out. It's great that you guys are doing this. I appreciate you guys being out there. We will be attending, and our presence will be in the area.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You guys are doing current walkthroughs too over at Argonaut and everything else.
Our children are our future, and if we can get them involved in the understanding of how their thoughts create their reality, they'll see and understand what goes on in the world and be able to handle anything that comes for them.
A couple of other kids seem to get less physical in their reactions to stuff. To be able to control a bit of the violence that I'd seen so much of before you came. So yeah, I think there was about 15 to 17 kids, I forget, in that class, and I actually saw outward evidence of change in about 6 of them, which I think is pretty dramatic.
You know, it's kind of like a plant. If you put it near the sunshine, it's going to grow. If you give it attention and talk to it in a little water. So I think that's what we need to do here.
These thoughts and these feelings don't make me too feeling. Just think about what you do before you act. I will learn someday to control my mind. But for now, I just gotta sit back and rewind.
Okay, if you have good thoughts, you do what?
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Right? Right?
And you got bad thoughts that makes you do bad stuff.
Right. Did your mother ever teach you how to laugh?
No.
Did your mother ever teach you how to smile?
Yeah.
No.
It was just inside of you.
Right.
Everyone has little things like you can smile and laugh.
Good, okay. There's a lot of things in you that you already have the answer within yourself.
I'd like for you to look at this section on fighting.
I've been able to just realize the stupidity in some things. You really recognize what you want to do and what you should do. What you want to do and what you should do is 2 different things.
Basically, when you chop it on down, it's basically about being aware of your thoughts and control of your thoughts. And the ultimate goal is really to become at peace with yourself and to keep that. This is what I'm getting from this.
And my message is, hey, I know
If you feel as though you can't, and you ain't, and you won't, and you're not, I'm here to tell you, you can, you will, I believe, and I know that this can be done without a doubt.
1, 2, 3. Oh! 1, 2, 3. Oh! 1, 2, 3. Oh!
We're all coming together for a single purpose, so that they can learn what it's going to take to empower themselves, what it's going to take to build this community. It's job and training and education and bringing men, educating the men so that they can become contributors to their family and become fathers and mothers, learning about, how to go from welfare to work. And that's what the village is doing. So it's become a covenant, and the village is a perfect name because it takes a village to raise a child. What's driving it is a sheer desire to go from nothing to the best, to go from a despicable reputation to one that people will speak of with praise and with pride, hold their head up to say, I live at Heritage Homes or Britain Courts, and I work at the Village, or versus I live at Geneva Towers. And that's the difference. It's driving itself because people are motivated and they're eager and they can't wait to see it.
What? I'm on the rise. What? Can't you stop this? I'm on the rise.
I'm so happy. I'm so proud of this kid.